This is the updated Nevada DOT pre-trip for Class A. My lights and reflectors are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, dented, damaged, broken, or missing. They're functioning properly, and they're the proper color, amber and white. There's no oil, water, or fuel puddles underneath the truck indicating any leaks. There's no leaning front to back or side to side indicating suspension problems, a flat tire, or a shifted load. Now I'm going to continue underneath the hood on the passenger side. My hoses and electrical lines are all properly mounted and secure. My hoses don't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not leaking. My electrical lines are properly mounted and secure. They don't have any cuts, tears, exposed wires, or splices. My frame is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. There's no crack welds or drill holes. And my exhaust is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And it doesn't have any rust or soot indicating a leak. I'm going to continue to the driver's side. I'm also checking my fender mirrors while I'm going around. They're properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. They're clean. Okay, for the driver's side, again, my hoses don't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not leaking. My electrical lines are properly mounted and secure. They don't have any cuts, tears, frays, exposed wires, or splices. For my coolant reservoir, it's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's at the proper level between the maximum and minimum fill lines, and my cap is secure. My oil dipstick is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken, and it's at the proper level above the fill line. My power steering reservoir and hose are properly mounted and secure. My hose doesn't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts. It's not leaking. My reservoir is at the proper level between the maximum and minimum fill lines. It's not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And my cap is secure. My power steering gearbox is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And it's not leaking, and it's not missing any bolts. My pitman arm, drag link, upper and lower steering knuckle, and my tie rod are all properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. My sockets and joints aren't loose or worn, and I'm not missing any castle nuts or cotter pins. Now moving on to my suspension. My spring mounts and hangers are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. There's no loose or missing bushings. The bushings aren't damaged. My leaf springs are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. They're not missing or shifted. My U-bolts are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And they're not missing any washers or nuts. And my shock absorber is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken, and it's not leaking. Now moving on to my brakes. My brake line and hose are both properly mounted and secure. My hose doesn't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it's not leaking. My brake line doesn't have any cuts, tears, frays, exposed wires, or splices. My brake chamber is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It doesn't have any loose or missing clamps. My brake caliper is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken, and it's not leaking. My brake pad is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's not oil soaked and it's not worn dangerously thin. And on this side, you can see my rotor. It's properly mounted and secure. Not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's not warped. And it's free of oil and debris. Now moving on to my tire. My tire is properly inflated. I would double check that with an air pressure gauge. There's no damage. My treads are worn evenly. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. And I have no less than 432-inch depth, and I would double check that with the depth gauge. My valve stem is not bent or damaged. It has the cap and it's not leaking. Now we're moving on to my ram. My ram is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, dented, broken, or damaged. It's not bent. There isn't any cracks or welds. And there's no rust trails indicating the rim is loose from the tire. For my lug nuts and studs, they're not loose, missing, cracked, damaged, or distorted. And there's no rust trails or shiny threads indicating looseness. Also, my bolt holes are not cracked or distorted. Moving on to the side of my trailer. My side mirror is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's clean and it's properly adjusted. My door side light is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's functioning properly, and this is proper color amber. And here I have my batteries. My batteries are properly mounted and secure. My connections are tight. There's no signs of corrosion. My cables and my lines are all properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked or worn. And my battery door box is secure. Moving on to my depth tank and hangers. Properly mounted and secure. Not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. My tank is not leaking, and my cap is secure. Inside here, I have my emergency equipment. That's my fire extinguisher. It's properly charged, rated, and it's properly mounted and secure. I have my 3 reflective triangles, and I have my spare fuses and breakers. Moving on to my catwalk area. My fuel tank and hangers are properly mounted and secure. Not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. My tank is not leaking, and my cap is secure. Side here. Can't get a good focus. But my fuel tank electrical line is properly mounted and secure. It doesn't have any cuts, tears, frays, exposed wires, or splices. Moving on. My air and electrical lines are all properly mounted and secured to the back of my tractor and the front of my trailer. My air lines don't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they're not leaking. My electrical lines don't have any cuts, tears, frays, exposed wires, or splices. My glad hands are locked in place. They're not damaged or leaking. Also, my lights and reflectors on the back of my tractor in front of my trailer are properly mounted and secure. They're not missing. They're functioning properly, and they're proper color amber. Now moving on to my fifth wheel area. My airbags properly mounted and secure. They don't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not leaking. For my apron, it's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And there's no gap between it and my fifth wheel plate. My fifth wheel skid plate It's properly mounted and secure. It doesn't have any damage. It's properly greased, and it's not missing any mounting bolts or locking pins. My fifth wheel air line is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It doesn't have any abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it's not leaking. My release arm is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's in the lock position, and my safety latch is in place. My platform, which supports my fifth wheel skid plate, is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. My mounting bolts are all properly mounted and secure. They're not loose or missing, and they're not missing any nuts or washers. My locking pins are properly mounted and secure. They're not loose or missing, and they're fully engaged in the lock position. Back. My kingpin is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. And my locking jaws are locked securely across the shank of my kingpin. Moving on to my mud flaps. They're properly mounted and secure. They're not damaged, and they're covering my tires. My lights and reflectors on the back of my tractor, properly mounted and secure. They're not missing. They're not damaged. They're functioning properly, and they're the proper color red. And my reflective tape is present. I have proper spacing between my mud flaps and my landing gear to ensure no rubbing on my turns. Underneath my trailer frame, cross members, my floor, and my landing gears are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. There's no crack welds or drill holes, and my landing gear is fully raised. My landing gear crank handle is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken, and is properly stowed. Moving along down the side of my trailer, my lights, reflective tape, and reflectors are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. They're not missing, functioning properly. They're the proper color amber. Also, my ABS light on the side of my trailer is properly mounted and secure, not missing, it's not damaged, it's functioning properly, and it's the proper color amber. Here's my sliding tandem release handle. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. It's in the in and lock position. And my sliding tandem locking pins are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken, and they're in the out and lock position. Now moving along to the back of my trailer. All of my lights, reflectors, and reflective tape are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, dented, damaged, or broken. They're functioning properly, and they're the proper color red. Now I'll continue to check the right side of my truck as I did the left side. And that completes your pre-trip for the outside.